obviously it's a relief for you.
So I've just been listening to one of Edward Art's older videos called Imagination is Complete, and he said something that really stuck out to me, which was that Jesus is the inner man, right? He is symbolic of that being, that beingness within us, talking to the outer man, right? Jesus talking to the disciples, talking to people, telling them that the doctrine of love, the truth about our very nature, the truth about who we are. And you know, I've never been one to talk about Bible stuff because it's never really interested me. But I've always liked stories about Jesus, although there wasn't a whole lot as far as his life story and all that. But this is what really interested me about Jesus. And I've talked about this before, but this really hits home in my way of thinking and feeling when it comes to the law of assumption, and that is this. Okay, there's my internet. So Jesus said that the two most important dictates to follow are as follows: to love God, thy Lord, with all your heart, your mind, and your soul, and to love your neighbor as yourself. And I've thought about this. How do you love yourself so that you can love your neighbor as yourself in a way that is in alignment with this commandment, right? This truth, this law. And you start by loving God with all your heart, mind, and soul, because until you can allow yourself to surrender into love, to trust, the faith that it takes for you to believe that there is a God to love with all your heart, mind, and soul, you cannot love yourself. Not in a way that's anything other than of this world. There's a lot of self-love on the outer world. That's not the kind of love that opens the door to the inner man. The inner man doesn't care anything about superficial love, right? It's not really love anyways. It's more fear-based, superficial, fear-based focus, which is fine. It's neither here nor there. So you love God with all your heart, mind, and soul. And when you feel that truth, that love comes back to you, and then you know how to feel that for anyone, including, but first and foremost, yourself first, because you cannot feel that way for anyone else. They cannot mirror that back to you if you are not giving that to yourself. Self-love in the most natural way, right? In the way that we were created to love. And then Jesus said, you must be like the little children, the little child. You must humble yourself if you are to enter the kingdom of heaven. And what do children do? oh man, they play in their imagination. They believe in impossible things. According to the outer world, little children can imagine themselves to be anyone, anything. They can have, be, or do anything they want. Because children, you start out as a child using your imagination, your wonderful imagination, your God power, if you will. And doing this is how you enter into that space inside of yourself. How you enter into heaven, into the generous present moment. And how you give yourself exactly what you want without any reservation, without any fear, without any doubt. You're so open. You're so joyful, right? And you do this becomes your practice. You let go of anything that would give you reason or cause or concern or doubt to abandon yourself, to abandon your imagination. You don't have to do that. Everything you want is in your imagination. And it's the most beautiful gift. It's the most beautiful part of you. Your ability to walk in faith, to trust. And that's how you show God that you love God with all your heart, mind, and soul. God is your wonderful imagination. Then all you have to do is enter into that state, into that, not even a state, that beingness, the truth of you. That is loving God with all your heart, mind, and soul. And then that's you loving yourself, because you are giving that to yourself. You are giving yourself exactly what you want without fail, without reservation, without fear or doubt. That's you walking in faith. And when you do that, you can love others, your neighbors. You can love them as you love yourself. Meaning, if you observe something that you don't want to participate in, that you just don't believe, that's not part of who you are, you just give yourself what you want. And that's you loving your neighbor as you love yourself. If your neighbor is in misery and showing you misery, you can change that. And you can give your neighbor what you give to yourself through your imagination, through loving yourself. I believe this is how we're going to experience this world in a brand new way. Because it's not that this world is broken or that there is something about this world that needs fixing. It's these basic things that I've just talked about. That's how you do it. That's how you change your inner being, right? Because then you're really in alignment, you're in attunement, you're in sync with the truth and naturalness of yourself. And you do that, and that's when all of creation opens up to you in a way that you have closed it off from you. It's no longer closed. It's no longer unattainable, or you can access all of creation through just doing this. Just think about what I've just said and really, really let it soak in. Because if you can model your day to day, your moment to moment, with this foundational concepts, and let them come to life through you, from you, everything in your life is going to change. And it's going to be the most incredible experience that you've ever had. If you will allow that, if you will just do this, everything else will be revealed to you. Any steps you need to take, they will be steps of inspired action. You will not have to push. You will not have to prod. You will not have to lift a finger. You don't have to change anybody. You don't have to fix anybody. And you don't have to fight anyone or anything. This is what I've been soaking up and mulling over and putting to the test for the last 2 months. Because it wouldn't go away, and it just kept tugging at me, and it was showing me the way for me. And if it's working for me, it may work for you too, friend. Anyways, that's what I wanted to share with you this morning. It's a beautiful life. All of creation is finished. All you have to do is open yourself to it. And you cannot enter that. You cannot enter the kingdom unless you humble yourself like a small child. Let go of your fear, your doubt, your uncertainty. Leave it all behind. You don't have anything to lose, and you have everything to gain. So much that you, even in this moment, cannot imagine what will unfold and open up itself to you to experience. But don't believe me, don't take my word for it. Test it out yourself. Test this out, because it's going to change your life. Until we talk again, friend, much love.